Yo, what's up, guys? Let's hit some last-minute bets before the game starts. Let's see if there's anything out there. So we got a bunch of plays on Underdog Fantasy, Prize Picks, but let's kind of see what else is out there. Here's a play for the Phillies game I just locked in. So I don't know if this is on lineup announcements, but you can see, oftentimes once official starting lineups are released, you'll see, pretty big line movements. So possibly when the Braves starting lineup was released, maybe Pillar's lower in the order than expected. Who knows? But you can see odds have ripped towards his under. So this minus 105 on Fliff looks pretty good. So I locked that in, in a little parlay. But anyways, what we can do is we can look for some bets in the Chiefs game. What do we have available? And again, depending on where you're located, you may use different sports books than me. I'm not sure. A little bit of value on Rice over in receiving yards. There's some good plays on JockMKT. So these would be great to pair together, right? Mahomes under in passing completions. Travis Kelce under in receptions. I'm not sure if it's weather or what it is, but odds for most of these receivers have been moving lower. I know there's supposed to be a lot of wind, but all these players' lines have been, in general, their receiving totals have been moving lower. Anyways, money line, the Broncos suck. The Chiefs, are a little overrated, but you can see they're still pretty big favorites tonight. But anyways, we'll find some picks. We can lock in some picks for Thursday Night Football. But there's also going to be some other picks. So we got some college football line movement. Let's take a look here. You can see odds are drifting lower in this game. San Jose, New Mexico State. So what we can do is, hopefully we can find some picks on this game. So why don't we go ahead and go here to the Fantasy Optimizer, and maybe we'll start with Prize Picks, the most popular book. The most popular platform right now that there is. So where do we want to start? Always the hard part to decide. Do we have any plays for tonight that seem compelling? Man, there's a lot of college football bets. So maybe we start out at college football and we'll add in that play on Travis Kelce. So we can go to college football. Prize Picks has been dropping a lot of lines today. So you can see here, all these books. You got hundreds of sports books posting odds on Bo Nix. Obviously a huge game, Washington, Oregon. Oregon, a small favorite. But let's go back to Kelce, right? So we want this play on Kelce, and we want to take Kelce's under. Again, I don't really give a shit what I'm betting on. If there's value, there's value. So let's lock in Kelce. They removed the line on Pacheco. I do think the line on Pacheco is a little good. There's also some good TD bets. We went over them in the previous live stream. But again, Prize Picks is one of those platforms where they don't change your payout, based on us selecting over versus under. And you're going to see Jamar Chase. He's super heavily favored to not score a touchdown. He's only scored in 1 out of 5 games this season. He's heavily favored on all these sports books to not score a touchdown. So the sharp pick on Prize Picks, would be taking his under. I won't take it again because we've already taken it a few times. But, Prize Picks, they give us the same damn payout if we take him to go over or under. But every sports book is saying, he's a lot more likely to go under. He just actually changed to minus 170 on Fliff. DeAndre Swift is another good play. So again, we've gone through some of these plays before. Well, they actually got rid of the line on Swift. So you can see they used to have a touchdown lineup for Swift. They got rid of it. But anyways, man, they are really milking Travis Kelce, DeAndre Swift. But let's go ahead and let's look for some plays. So let's go back here. Let's try to find some bets on Prize Picks before the game starts. So, anyways, let's get rid of, where do I want to go? Anyways, we need to move quickly because this game's about to start. So let's go back here and let's move here and let's get rid of Caesars and FanDuel and DraftKings for a bit. Try to focus on the main books. And let's just see what else is out there for tonight. So Travis Kelce Under 6.5 receptions. All the books have his under favored. Ooh, we got some UFC plays in the mix. So again, Prize Picks, it doesn't matter what sport you're betting on, right? This platform has fixed payouts. So the strategy is basically the same, regardless of the platform you're betting on. I mean, granted, it would be nice if we could find a play on like Mahomes under and completions that would pair nicely. But if you look at TJ Brown versus, Darren Elkins, nope, we want to go here. And then let's look up our boy Elkins. So let's go to fight time. Is we want to take this fight 12.5 minutes is 2.5 rounds. All the sports books have the over favored, right? Again, Prize Picks, any 3 picks you select, a 5x payout, which by the way, a 5x payout sucks because Underdog Fantasy gives you a 6x payout. So we want to take the over here. Nothing's more fun than betting on the UFC. So you can see there's some plays on Jock Market. I mean, I never want to force a bet. It doesn't look like there's a ton of stuff. Doesn't look like there's a ton of stuff in the NFL for tonight, at least on Prize Picks. I mean, you can see there's a shit ton of plays though. A lot of them esports. So a lot of esports line discrepancies. I mean, here we go. We got another college football play though. So we got, oh shit, I missed that play on Bo Nix. I got to go back. But we want Logan Diggs, LSU running back. We want to take him under in receiving yards. So let's take a look at this play. Again, there's really 2 main ways to get or rushing yards. I apologize. LSU running back. There's really 2 ways to get an edge on Prize Picks, right? The first is you find line discrepancies. So here, like Prize Picks has their line at 100.5. Every other bookmaker has him at 94.5. It's like, what is Prize Picks doing? This line won't last long, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hammer this under. And then what we want to do is, where was that play on Bo Nix? I swear there was a play on Bo Nix. We have him under in passing yards for a similar reason, right? All books have his line set a lot lower at 282.5 on FanDuel, 296.5, 14-yard discrepancy. So even if you don't use FanDuel, right, this is, a $10 billion company, we want to put some weight into their odds. So if we go to the Oregon game, we take a quick look at Bo Nix, his line's at 282.5. So even if you don't use FanDuel, that's still a data point telling you, Bo Nix's line is way too high. So some good line discrepancies in college football. And again, I beat up Prize Picks too bad. They're only going to give me $25. Scared. But anyways, here we go. We got a play. We got 1 play for tonight. Unfortunately, only 1 play, but we can go over to Underdog. Maybe there's some plays on Underdog Fantasy for tonight, or maybe there's some plays on Fliff. I mean, what we can do is we can go back here. A lot of line movement happens right before the game starts. Granted, there's just not a ton of crap. I mean, we can kind of see a lot of plays on Jock Market, but in general, books watch their lines pretty closely, when you're betting on the NFL. So here's kind of an interesting play on Underdog Fantasy. So Underdog Fantasy, I'm also on Kelsey under 6.5 receptions here. But let's take a look at what they have. One thing, though, I'm not really sure about is taking a player over in passing yards and then his running back over in receiving yards. How does that pair together? Right? So Prize Picks doesn't bake in correlation. So what you can do is kind of like, if we take Mahomes over and let's say Pacheco over in rushing yards, they give us better odds if we take 1 over and 1 under. So we don't want to take both of these players to go over. But if you take a look here at this Utah State game, Underdog Fantasy, Underdog has his line at 211.5. Not a ton of books post lines on college football player props. But if we go back here to Utah State and we take a look, FanDuel has his line at 231.5. That's crazy, right? It's crazy how fragmented this market is. So what we could do is hit this over 211.5, right, on Underdog. And if you wanted to, you could middle bet this, hit the under 231.5 on FanDuel. Then you have this 20-yard gap. If he has 212 to 231 passing yards, we'll win both plays. Oh, baby, we got a play for tonight, though. Ranger Suarez, under 3.5 strikeouts. So let's go back here. I mean, this game's about to start, so we're going to have to move quickly if we're even still able to get it down. I think the game's starting now. It looks like the game already started, so that's not going to work. And then a bunch of esports plays, which, you know, in general, ooh, here we got to play on Cortland Sutton, though. So let's go. Do I already have a play on Sutton? So I don't already have a play on Sutton, so this play seems great for tonight. What is this? So they also have a promo boost, so I'm going to have to lock in this. But maybe first we take these plays together. So what we can do, so why do we like this play on Cortland Sutton? You know, look at all the sports books. Every sports book has him super heavily favored to go over 3.5 receptions, right? Lines have been moving a bit away from Judy towards Sutton. All these other, you know, like you look here, Bet Online has him minus 164 to go over. All the sports books are telling you his over is a lot more likely than his under. Did they just get rid of this play? No, they didn't. And again, Underdog Fantasy, they give us the same damn payout if we take him to go over or under, and all the sports books have his over heavily favored. So Prize Picks is smart, right? They actually bumped him up to, you know, and lines may have moved a bit, but you can see they bumped him up to 4. So they bumped him up to 4 receptions. So we have some good plays. And what we can do is add in a final esports play. Esports is crazy because there's just a lot of line discrepancies. But, you know, if you don't want to bet on esports, you can always we can always remove it. But there's some good bets in esports. So I like betting on esports. So we look at this guy, Koabi. His line is 34 on Underdog. If you go ahead and you look, like, it's such a random fucking sport. But a lot of good middles. You could hit the under 37 on Prize Picks. They have his line higher. Over 30. Like, it's crazy. Imagine Anthony Davis's PRA line is 34.5 on one book, 37 on another. Like, you don't see it happen. But anyways, I'm going to hit this for only $90, right? Because what I want to do is I also want to take this promo they have. But what I need to think about is if we want to take, do we want to take, you know, Judy's over or under? So you kind of want to get a sense of, like, if we take one receiver's over, does it make sense to take the other receivers over? So I'll show you exactly how you can figure it out. Is if we go here and you take Sutton over 3.5 receptions, right? If we take Judy under, right, you can see here plus 207. FanDuel has the same odds on Judy's over and his under, right? They're both minus 110. But if you take the over, they give you plus 240. So a lot better odds. Whereas if you take the under, they only give you plus 207. So that means FanDuel is saying, hey, we're giving you a worse payout if you take Sutton over and Judy under, because the under, right, is positively correlated. So this play is positively correlated, so that's great. And then we can go over here. We can go back here to this Ligas play, and we can take him over to 11.5. And Underdog generally, right, the play we just locked in, they only gave us a they gave us a 6x payout on this. With the promo, we're getting an 8x payout, which is great. So we'll take that. I can only have one entry with that player. Oh, man. So anyways, this is what I would take. Underdog Fantasy, it looks like they just limited me. Not just. I've had this limit for a while, but I forgot about it. Is I can only place one bet per player and only a max of $100. So these sports books, you know, they'll try to screw you in every way they can. SMH. But we can go back here, and you can see Pinnacle just ripping odds lower in this, you know, San Jose State, New Mexico State game. So what we could do is, for anyone still on, I know the game's about to start, but we can take a quick peek at, you know, some of these totals. So we want Troy. No, we don't want Troy. We want San Jose State. What am I doing? Nope. We want San Jose State, and we want to hit them under 57. So what's great about sports betting is a couple things. First of all, this market never closes. I mean, sportsbooks need to be on their game. So take a look at this. This makes no sense. They have the under 56.5 at minus 120. Right? They're giving you the under 57 at plus 105. That makes no sense, right? Like the game is more likely to go under 57 as opposed to under 56.5. So this is a crazy play. It's like, what is Fliff doing? They're giving us better odds on the under 57 as opposed to the under 56.5. So that play seems great. And then lines have been moving lower. I mean, it's a low total, but the Browns team total may be like 10 frickin' points, 14 points. But lines have been ripping lower in this 49ers Browns game. So I'm all over this under already on a few different sports books. Damn, did they just move that line down? Under 36, I want it plus 105. Under 36, it looks like they moved it. Under 34.5, do they still have that play? So there were some good unders in this game, but maybe, it looks like they moved this under 36 from plus 105 to plus 120. But the under 34.5 works as well, which is crazy low. But I mean, again, like you can see books have been dropping odds on this total. So that seems like a decent play to go with, or it's just like, whatever, we want to get this bet down. I always try to move quickly as we can just lock in this play. Fliff cash is real money, this green stuff. Fliff coins is fake money. You don't want to use this crap. Fake money, right? Or you can, but it doesn't really, it's fake money. It doesn't really do anything. So we can go back here. I mean, we can look at FanDuel too. Any bets showing up? And we can see here a lot of good soccer bets on FanDuel. Soccer is actually my most profitable sport on FanDuel, but whatever. We can get rid of, FanDuel and DraftKings for now. Go back to, Underdog. Underdog had some good plays. We just got them down. They also got a promo that hopefully you guys can take advantage of. I mean, crazy. 31.5 versus 40.5 rushing yards. Anyways, you can see a lot of these esports plays. They're all in the same game. So sometimes Underdog Fantasy and Prize Picks, their models just get, super out of sync for a specific game. So again, like this player's line, so I'm not going to be able to bet any of this crap, which is annoying. But if we take a look at, Briggs, we want to take him over 31.5. FanDuel has his line at 40.5, So not a ton of data points when you're betting on college football. Which kind of sucks, or not when you're betting on, college football player props. Like you look at money lines. I mean, there's dozens of sports books posting odds, hundreds of sports books in some cases. I have a lot of them filtered out, but you can see there's so many books posting odds. So you have really high confidence in where the line should be set. Whereas, in esports, there's just not a ton of books that kind of post odds. So what we can do is we can kind of go back here and we can go back and we can maybe finish out this Underdog Fantasy entry. So our boy ALEXM, Underdog has his line at 32.5, Prize Picks 34.5. So a lot of good middle possibilities here, right? We have Booth under 51.5. FanDuel has the line at 46.5. So there's some good plays out there, but, has the game started? Let's take a look. If the game started, I'll give it a break. Nope, we got a few more minutes. Okay, so let's get going. So under 57, I already locked in this Troy play. This play I've already bet. I gave it out on Twitter. So I just kind of try to find the value on sportsbooks. Sometimes there's better bets than others. Oh, shit. Looks like the under is looking good in this game. But anyways, I'm going to call it a day for now. Enjoy the game. Maybe I'll go bet this, but we'll see. And thanks so much for your time.